you most excited about in the future of video?
When you showed the Roomba example, that's, like people are co-opting culture, sometimes in bad ways, a lot of times in interesting ways. They're co-opting brand symbols. There's a lot of interesting things happening, co-creation happening with people today. So you put something out there, and just like a great song, it comes back in 5 different forms, and sometimes gets even better. And I think with video, just the technology that we have now with 360, with live, there's this huge ability to really have people create things themselves, and then to be a part of that with them. And the sky's the limit creatively with what you can do with that. So to me, that's the most exciting thing. We have the ability to interact in ways we've never had before. But it forces us to think differently about how we do that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. For me, it's the content. It's what beautiful piece of inspiring content can we create? I mean, the kids video is an amazing example of that. I had goosebumps watching the video, and for the hope for my daughter and my children to be able to continue to be a part of society that creates beautiful things. And I think that this whole conversation is, how do we just continue to reach the right people with that content? And so the evolution of that is what inspires me. I don't ever want to see a boring talking head video again.
I'm with you on that. For sure. No.
So the most interesting thing I had seen done in video for a while was then eclipsed by I guess it became the second most interesting thing, but it was eclipsed by the same group of people. Pitch Perfect, the original one, came out like 5 or 6 years ago, and they worked with a YouTube influencer, and he produced a video to his audience, and he said, "Hey, collaborate with me," and then they edited together one of the movie or one of the film videos a cappella. The movie's an a cappella whatever group, and basically the audience became participants in this video content. So not only did the video itself, seem really compelling, but to the 10,000 people who were participants, of course they shouted from the rooftops, "Check out my video." It drove sharing. So that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. But then when Pitch Perfect 2 came out, there's some platform called Flula or something like that, and they had Jessie J, this A-list celebrity musician, record half of a duet. And then using this technology, you record the other half of the duet, and now there's like a duet of you on YouTube with Jessie J. And one of the guys who had a really impressive duet recorded it without any rehearsal. It went viral. He got 10 million views. He ended up performing it with Jessie J on Ellen. And that's just so touching that it changed this young man's life. And, of course he went to see the movie. So if you can,
they sold one more ticket.
Yeah. 1 to 2. Let's round up. But if that's what's possible, two-way engagement, two-way conversation, and that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I want to see more of that. I think that's pretty compelling.
No, I think there's a theme there that I'm hearing for you guys, which is, two-way conversation is really just the beginning. It's a process of co-creation. And if you think about what a brand and a consumer, their common objective is to find something you want to buy, something you can be loyal to, something you can trust. And in essence, that idea that I like a brand is a co-creation between me and the brand. So why not let the advertising be a little bit of a co-creation and a conversation too?
So collaboration is also a buzzword, but also near and dear to me. And I feel like it's hard enough to get 3 different agency models to collaborate when you have one big client and,
right.
Okay, there's a creative agency, a media agency, a PR agency. That's hard enough. Mm-hmm. Getting a brand to give up control and to collaborate with a stranger, maybe an influencer at least is vetted, but with ordinary people, that is very scary, risky territory. So I think the comfort of that is really tough, and brands are putting their dollars behind these initiatives. They want to feel like they're in control.
Absolutely, and I think it is the cultural shift that's coming because the world has already changed on it. I don't know how much United Airlines has spent on advertising in the last month, but where has their brand moved? And it moved because the Chicago police dragged someone off a flight. So the world is already one where brands are getting co-created. It's the brands that realize it that I think can enter the fray.